life easier for the adult penguins. However, some chicks still need to be looked after for a while, despite the fact that they are almost as big as their parents. And talking about size, some prehistoric penguins grew to the size of a woman. Drinking water is obtained from the ponds left from the melted snow. The young penguins also play games of strength and agility as part of their education when growing up, but as seen here, in a rather gentle fashion. As we see here, the adults take an active part in the training of the chicks. Well, even penguins get bored with games. And after all, it is about time these three started to look after themselves. Not everything in the life of a penguin is work and fight for survival. One has to take some time off for a bit of surfing. This beautiful landscape looks untouched by man. But unfortunately, there is strong evidence to the contrary. These large amounts of scattered whale bones bear witness to the centuries of whaling, an activity that has almost destroyed the entire whale population. The elephant seal is the largest of all seals, growing to a length of 6 meters or 20 feet and weighing in at 2 to 3 tons. As they molt during summer, the flippers come in handy for scratching, although their main purpose is for swimming. As we can see, there is a very good reason why the elephant seal got its name. The elephant seals may appear docile, but they do get into fierce fights over territory and over females. However, for all their fighting, their most dangerous enemy is man, as these animals were hunted almost out of existence in the last century. It is not only the whale or the elephant seal that was and is threatened by man. Other seals and the penguins have to compete with man for their food. Food that they get from the most fertile sea on Earth, the Antarctic Sea. Since 1962, a number of nations have worked together in scientific cooperation under the International Antarctic Treaty to preserve this fragile environment and its wildlife. Now winter is approaching again, and the seals and penguins prepare to leave. The weather is getting harsher, and the clouds gather in the sky. Antarctica will again be a barren, dark, and hostile place, until the following summer brings the miracle of life and light back. Now our journey takes us north to Australia, the island continent surrounded by the Pacific and Indian Oceans. These eucalyptus forests are part of Australia's original flora, and though under threat, are still the home of a varied and peculiar wildlife. Here lives the koala bear, though it is not a bear, but a marsupial, like, for example, the kangaroo. It is still the model for the most famous bear of all, the teddy. The koala bear is a clean and extremely friendly animal that feeds on the leaves and flowers of the eucalyptus tree. They used to be hunted for their soft fur and almost vanished. But now they are a protected species, and their numbers are actually growing, and as a result, they have become a visible part of Australia's wildlife. This strange and almost invisible bird is called the frogmouth. It is nocturnal, feeds on insects, and is only found here in Australia. Though it is resting and trying to be inconspicuous, it does get startled by this poisonous tree snake. But then, who wouldn't? Another nocturnal animal. The red-necked wallaby grazing through the night and fading away at dawn. A wallaby is a small kangaroo, and as mentioned, a marsupial. A marsupial is a variety of mammal, but is different in that it gives birth to an undeveloped fetus, which then lives in a pouch on the mother's stomach, where it feeds on its mother's milk, growing big and strong, while thus protected. This sugar glider, another marsupial, also lives permanently in the eucalyptus forest. It has developed an area of loose skin between the legs, which acts almost as wings, so it can glide from tree to tree. In fact, it can glide up to 40 meters, only stopping to eat nectar and whatever insects it can find. Nectar is a sugary liquid that develops in flowers which also attract bees. Animals can also have a sweet tooth. The flying fox does not live in the eucalyptus forest, but is a nocturnal visitor. These large bats will travel up to 50 kilometers each night from their nesting area to feed on the eucalyptus flowers. Some flowers even depend on the bats to pollinate them, so they bloom at night. The flying fox is a so-called fruit bat and a naturally tropical animal dependent on fruit and flowers for survival. These are the largest bats in the world, with a wingspan of up to 150 centimeters or 5 feet. As the sun rises, the day shift takes over. These colorful lorikeets are often called honey parrots, as they use their specialized beaks and tongues to gather pollen from flowers. They do not survive well in captivity, so maybe we should leave them where they are.